What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eyebrow, back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, and it looks great from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading. I'm super excited for The Walking Dead Season 9. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. More and more information is coming out, and it's getting me more and more excited for The Walking Dead Season 9. We're going to talk about some spoilers that we got, so obviously, spoiler warning. If you're worried about them, stop watching now, as I don't want to ruin anything for you. But first, guys, if you love The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead universe, hit that subscribe button. Become a member of our Walking Dead family. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. We're right around 65,000 subscribers right now, and we're growing every day. A photo credit and info credit to these fine folks right here. Without them, this video would not be possible. But let's talk about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 1. It's titled A New Beginning. Rick and his group make a risky run into Washington, D.C. to search for artifacts they will need to build the civilization he and Carl envisioned. Episode 901 is going to be extended. I believe it will be an hour and 26 minutes, is what the latest report is. Now, credit to the Spoiling Dead fans for this great info. Episode 901, A New Beginning. What is the group's mission that was filmed at the Capitol building? What happens during those scenes? A group including Rick, Michonne, Darryl, Maggie, Carol, Ezekiel, and most of the other main characters go into the Capitol building, scavenging. They find a large wagon and a horse-drawn plow and seeds. While lowering the wagon down the huge stairway, Ezekiel is almost killed by walkers when he falls through a hole in the clear glass floor, which is breaking under all the weight. The lower level under the floor is overrun. He is saved just in time from being bitten. So the big news a couple months ago was when they started filming in Georgia, and we could see a lot. We're going to see the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. You can see it in the background there when Rick and Michonne go towards the museum or the building to get the wagon and the seeds and the plows. And that's pretty cool that we saw a lot of the filming early on. The premiere episode filmed end of April, early May, and we saw a lot of great pictures. But here's the group that'll be there. I know Rick already went inside, most likely. Michonne, Maggie, Ezekiel, Father Gabriel, Darryl, Enid, Cindy, Sadiq, probably a couple other characters like Anne and so forth. So I'm excited to see what happens this season and what's going on here. They're going down the steps. Some people thought they were going up the steps, but they're going down. Some walker falls down. Darryl shoots the walker with his crossbow. The glass breaks. Ezekiel almost gets bitten, and we're worried for Ezekiel's safety, but he survives, and him and Carol get together this season. But that's probably the glass that we see there from the trailer. And I hope Ezekiel stays on the show now with the news with Rick and possibly Maggie this season. I hope Ezekiel and Rosita live on past their comic parts and potential deaths that may happen on the show still, but I believe Carol and Ezekiel will get together this season. If you look at different parts of the trailer, you can see Carol has a ring on her finger. I believe Carol and Ezekiel get married at some part this season. We don't know if we see it or not, but I think they get together. What's going on at the sanctuary? Who's in charge? The Saviors are struggling. There is barely any food or supplies. Their crops are failing. There are some that hold real animosity. There are still Negan followers. Darryl is in charge of the sanctuary, but does not want to be. He expresses to Rick that he wants out. Carol overhears their conversation and tells Rick that she will take over. Are there any characters that are showing animosity towards each other? There is a group of Negan followers at the sanctuary, quiet grumblings. Darryl is showing slight signs towards Rick. Gregory towards Maggie, as she is now the leader of Hilltop per a Hilltop election. Maggie towards Rick. Earl's wife towards Maggie after her son's death. So I find it interesting that Darryl was put in charge of the sanctuary. In the comics, Dwight takes over. So I still think that Dwight and Darryl are similar characters. Darryl was first of the show, then Dwight came in the comics, and you can see a blend of the characters. They're very similar in nature, and they share a crossbow and everything like that. But Darryl taking over the sanctuary, kind of crazy. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but Darryl does not want to run the Saviors, but he was put in charge. Why would you take the job if you didn't want it? And if I was Darryl, I would not want to go back to the sanctuary. He was tortured there. He was beaten there. It's not a good place. You're just going to have animosity towards the Saviors. And I'm sure we'll see some animosity with Darryl and Justin and a couple of new Saviors this season. But Darryl is supposed to be one of the best parts of the premiere episode is what people are saying. A lot of people got to see it recently. They said Season 9 looks great. It's back to the way it was. It's one of the best episodes in a long time, probably since Season 6, so Season 7 and Season 8. But Darryl is supposed to be a great point of this season, especially the first episode, so we'll see if they're right. But Darryl and Rick are brothers. They're not going to be getting along this season. They share a different view of the world and what should happen with the Saviors, but I don't think Darryl would ever kill Rick. Carol is on Rick's side. I'm assuming Carol's going to take over the sanctuary, which I kind of like to see. I'm not sure if I would want Eugene or somebody else to run the sanctuary. And if Carol runs the sanctuary, what's going to happen with the kingdom? Ezekiel and Carol going to both run the sanctuary? The animosity between Rick and Maggie is definitely there. I know a lot of people are like, they killed the idea of their civil war. Well, that ain't going away, obviously. Maggie has her view, Rick has his view. There's going to be some problems with this, but I don't think either would actually hurt each other. We're going to see baby Herschel, and little Herschel is so adorable. He lives at Hilltop with Maggie, of course. He is seen several times in this episode. We hear that Gregory enlists Earl's help to kill Maggie. What happens during this attempt? After Earl's son, Ken, gets bitten in a small herd scene in the opening scenes, Maggie has to put him down. Gregory gets Earl drunk and enthusiastically runs down Maggie, making it seem that it's all her fault. Late one evening, as Maggie is walking a fussy Herschel, Gregory tells her that someone has been messing with Glenn's grave. She goes to investigate and is attacked by a masked Earl. Herschel's stroller gets flung to the ground with him in it, and he starts screaming. Enid also gets knocked out in the struggle. People hear the ruckus and come to the rescue. Maggie goes to Gregory and he tries to kill her. She gets the upper hand. Gregory is dealt with at the end of the episode. Wow. So we're going to finally see baby Herschel. And so many people were like, when is she going to have the baby? She's been pregnant for years. And the timeline of The Walking Dead, it hasn't been years. It's been months. So it's been about that timeline. Our timeline in real life is not the same on the show. So it's going to be fine with that. But baby Herschel will be seen. And it's pretty cool that we're finally going to see baby Herschel. What's going to happen with him? What's going to happen with Maggie? We're not sure. Maggie going to take Herschel and leave the area? Could happen. I don't want to see that by any means, but baby Herschel should be okay with the struggle. Gregory will be dealt with, and it's a long time coming. Gregory goes out the same way he came in, a coward, a wuss, just trying to get the upper hand by trickery, and thank goodness he's gone. It's a long time coming. We met him in Season 6. Season 7, he played defense. Season 8, he played both sides. Season 9, he's gone. It's about time. Xander Berkeley did a great job playing this slimeball character, but we need less people like this on the show. Hopefully they're cleaning house with these characters like that, and I want to see them gone. Enid gets injured. I think she's talking with Ken here. This is probably at the beginning when Ken gets bit, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And I think Enid gets put in a wheelchair this episode, maybe for a couple episodes, but I think she'll be fine this season. We'll see what happens with Enid this season and beyond. Do we meet Magna's group in this episode? They are not seen or introduced in this episode, which is a big difference from the comic because this part of the comic, A New Beginning, starts with Magna. We'll probably see them around episode 906, I believe. How does the episode end? It's dark at Hilltop. Children are put to bed. Rick, Michonne, and Darryl are there. Enid is sitting in a wheelchair from her injury when she helped save Maggie. A crowd gathers and we see Gregory with a noose around his neck on a gallows. He is begging for his life in his typical Gregory pathetic way. Maggie makes a speech and he is hanged, much to the shock of Rick and Michonne. Bonus, Ezekiel proposes to Carol. She says something along the lines of, "Oh, put that thing away. I would snag it on something." She doesn't say no, but she also doesn't say yes either. Carol tells Darryl that she wanted to say yes, but wanted to give it some time to be sure. So we'll see what happens there. We won't see Magna this episode, like I said before, and that's an interesting remix of the comic to the show, because A New Beginning, the comic, starts with Magna's group in the woods. Jesus and a couple people rescue them and save them, but Magna is seen right away. We probably won't see them till after the time jump, the second time jump. We're going to get an 18-month time jump at the start of Season 9, and the rumor is we're going to get a 5 to 6 year time jump around episode 906. So that's probably when Magna, Luke, Yumiko, and the rest of the group come around. I believe this is Earl, who is the father of Ken, who attacked Maggie after being tricked by Gregory to kill Maggie, which didn't work. And Maggie is not messing around. She is going to hang Gregory, just like the comic. But a difference is that the comic death of Gregory happens later in the story, not this early of A New Beginning storyline. But you can see Maggie, Earl, Earl's wife, and Darryl there at the Hilltop. And the fact that they're expediting things shows me that they're trying to push Maggie's storyline to big things, and then she'll probably be gone for a while, if not forever on the show. Gregory leaving is fine by me. It's a long time coming, and Gregory being around serves no purpose. He's just a pain in the butt, a thorn in Maggie's side, and we all know Maggie runs the Hilltop. Darryl is supposed to be the best part of the premiere is what people are saying, as more and more people get to watch it with different screeners and just reviews for articles. And I'm excited to see what happens this season with Rick and Darryl and Maggie and Carol and Ezekiel. But the fact that Carol and Ezekiel are probably getting together this season is kind of risky because relationships don't end well on The Walking Dead. Carol ain't going nowhere. I don't see Carol ever dying, but is Ezekiel? I hope not. Carol and Darryl are a great relationship. Not sure if we're ever going to get a romantic relationship. I know a lot of people want that to happen. A lot of people want Darryl and Jesus to get together, but I'm not sure if Darryl's ever going to get a love interest. Maybe at the very end of the series, these two kiss and they're the last two survivors. So there you go, guys. There is some spoiler information for The Walking Dead Season 9 about Episode 1 and a couple other episodes. And again, they're highly likely to occur. It may mix up a little things. It might be wrong. It might be right. But I think it's highly likely to occur. Not 100% confirmed. But I'm excited. Season 9 looks great. From what I'm hearing, a lot of people are saying that it's back to the way it was. It's one of the best episodes in a long time. I would say probably since Season 6, because that's my favorite season. I haven't seen the episode, but I'm just going what people are saying, and I'm excited. How about you guys? If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of fun here. Like I said, we have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. When we hit that mark, we're going to have prizes and giveaways on a lot of fun stuff. And right there, guys, are my 7 books of a zombie apocalypse book series. They've been edited and fixed and corrected. The early books, they've been tweaked, and they're awesome, and I'm very excited for it. Book 8 will be out very soon. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it.